This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
We're here by Hazeisim in the Kidron Valley, by the place that is traditionally considered the Makam HaMenucha of Rabbeinu Kolonomous Baal Hanes. We'll explain why he is referred to as Baal Hanes. According to some, he made Aliyah with Rabbi Yehuda HaChassid. And interestingly, the story goes that in this area, our cousins, they murdered a Nar Yishmaeli, and they took the guf, they took his body, and they threw it in the Chatzar of the Beis HaKnesses, and this was going to create a very dangerous libel against the Jewish community. And Rabbeinu Kolonomous, he was mispalel, he did what he did, as the Sfarim say, and all of a sudden this Yishmaeli, Nar Yishmaeli, he woke up, and he spilled the beans. He said over the whole story. He said who the murderers were. He said when the person was murdered, why he was murdered. And then the kid went back into his Misa. And because of that, the Jews were acquitted. And Rabbeinu Kolonomous became known as Rabbeinu Kolonomous Baal Hanes. He saved the Jewish people from this terrible libel. So I just want to share with you something that's brought in the Sefer Shar Hapsukim on Parshas Bahaloischa. Something said by Rav Chaim Vital that the Arizal heard from Rabbeinu Kolonomous. Why is it? And this is incredible. Yaakov Avinu is buried Gufay ve'atzmoisav in Eretz Yisrael. Yosef HaTzadik is buried only atzmoisav. And Moshe Rabbeinu loy Gufay v'loy atzmoisav. Haloi davarhu. Here you have three of the all-time greatest leaders of the Jewish people. Yaakov Avinu made it in fully, b'shleimus. Yosef only atzmosav. Moshe Rabbeinu, loy gufay v'lo atzmosav. Actually, it's pretty amazing we're talking about this today because today is Zayin Adar, the Yom HaDehilula of Moshe Rabbeinu. Even though there are two Adars, we know that in terms of a yard site, we observe Adar Aleph according to the Psak of the Ramah. So Rabbeinu Kolonomous says as follows: Yaakov Avinu had the opportunity to marry Timnah from outside of the Jewish people, and he would not marry a woman from outside the Jewish people, and therefore his guf and his atzmoisav remained tahar, and he merited burial in Eretz Yisrael. Yosef, of course, remained tahar, but because of the episode with Eshes Potifara, which he overcame, nevertheless, the Gemara in Saita says he had a machshava to do the Avera, and the Gemara tells us the tipin came out mitachas tziparnav, so therefore his guf had some kind of, was not zocha to be buried in Eretz Yisrael, only atzmoisav. And Moshe Rabbeinu, because he left and he went to Cush and he married Tzipora from outside of the fold, so to speak, so therefore Moshe Rabbeinu was not zocha to be buried in Eretz Yisrael, loy begufay v'loy be'atzmoisav. This was the chidush of Rabbeinu Kolonomous Baal Hanes, Zechusay Yagin Alinu.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.